Juicy Jimmy is his name. And I believe he's on the air with me right now. What's up, man?
What's up, Kenny? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. Thanks for being on the show.
Welcome. Thanks for having me,
Yeah, I
buddy.
know.
How you been?
Um, my spirits is up. Feeling a little bit more encouraged. Just taking it one day
Are
at a
you?
time. Um, I just got my full time job back as of last week after
Good, good,
being laid off for
good.
6 weeks. So yeah, I'm fortunate, and my employer is taking it seriously. Make sure that we follow the guidelines. So this is the new normal that we are in, but
hmm
it is what it is. So how's life for you?
Man, I'm getting by, just surviving the day, Uh, so that's kind of what I've been doing, man. Uh, Trying to keep myself in shape and just keep my spirits high.
That's encouraging to hear. Are you from Indiana?
No, no, man. I'm actually from around Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
Little small town called Cynthiana.
Oh, I'm familiar with that city. I got friends that live there.
Where
Uh,
where are you from, Kenny?
I live in Lexington currently.
Oh, do you? Okay,
Uh,
cool, cool. Kind of
um,
neighbors.
yeah, so we in that central vicinity. So it's I go to Georgetown to work, but I currently live
hmm
in Lexington. Um,
Okay.
with all that being said, let's go ahead and begin. How did you get started into wrestling?
Well, Kenny, I was always a big fan. And being a kid, I was obviously Hulk Hogan was huge when I was coming up. Randy Savage, Sting, Ric Flair. I mean, I can go on and on with the wrestlers I looked up to and almost idolized in a way. For me growing up, it was that and sports figures. So, I played football, basically my whole high school years and pee wee and all that. And I, after football was over, I always knew I wanted to get in wrestling. Most people have a ambition to want to play college football at that point, and by that point, I was just so. I don't want to say burnt out on football, but I guess I was. I played first through 12th grade. I never missed a year, never even missed a game, to be honest with you. Uh, and just, uh, I had been going to local shows since or maybe early 90s. And when I was a kid, my uncle would take me over to Georgetown to see the MWA. I remember when Dale Mann had it, and then Danny Fargo took it over like in the mid 90s, I'm wanting to say. And I I got introduced to some people who had been wrestling through my buddy Stephen Platt, who had a radio show here in Cynthiana, and Bad to the Bone Wrestling. Joe Bailey had a promotion here, and he introduced me to Jeff Vickers, who was Country Cousin Jeffro at the time. And through him, I met a bunch of other people, and I finally, in 2002, the day after I graduated high school, or actually 2 days after, I started training at the MWA. They had moved to Mount Sterling by that time, and I went through training, and Chris Hayes trained me. I trained for, I don't know, almost a year maybe before I had my first match right here in Cynthiana on December, I think it was either 23rd or 28th, I'm not sure, of 2003.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So you've been at it for
16 years, buddy, 16 years at
six.
this point. Working on almost, it'd be 17 in December.
But that's awesome, man. Congratulations on that. Obviously, with wrestling, it takes a toll to a human's body, and it'll take you out for sure. And for you, man, being around, 16 currently, approaching 17 later this year, how does it feel being able to make it that far and still go to this day?
Man, I'm really blessed in this fact that I've never really had any big injuries. Don't get me wrong, I've had my bumps and bruises, and outside of catching MRSA on a ring one time, like I've not been injured. And honestly, the MRSA thing kept me down for about, I don't know, 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks, something like that. I came back way too early, but, I was young at the time, and, I've had pockets of time where I maybe wrestled once, twice a year, but for most of the years, I have had pretty consistent bookings, and honestly, to be this deep in the game, back before everything, just went to hell, like, I was busier than I'd ever been, and, I hit a point in my life where I was extremely out of shape. I was running PWF in Southern Indiana there at the time, and I was miserable. The company was in the process of going out of business, and after it went out of business, I didn't know what to do with myself, and I knew I had to make a change. I changed my diet. I started going to the gym, and lo and behold, through hard work and dedication, here we are, and I've never felt better. So I mean, I'm really blessed.
Absolutely, man. So, as far as, fast forward to 2020, were you able to get some wrestling shows in prior to things being
Yeah,
shut down?
yeah. I work for a company in Southern Indiana there, Paradigm Pro Wrestling. You can follow them online. I work for them just about monthly. I work for a company in Evansville. I work for some companies in Tennessee. Crux Wrestling, I work for them. SWF in Tullahoma, Tennessee. I've been doing a lot of stuff in Tennessee here recently, and it's so much fun down there. I look forward to anytime I can go down there.
So with this,
Uh,
yeah.
and actually, but before all this happened, I did two GCW shows, Wombat, and those were on Fight TV. I tagged with Effie against the Rejects there at the first Wombat, and the second Wombat, I wrestled Marco Stunt's little brother Logan Stunt in a Waffle House death match. So, yeah, man, like I've been living life this year, man, and when wrestling comes back, I don't plan on stopping. Like I'm going to go out with a bang, although I don't have any plans of going out anytime soon. So knock on wood.
So yeah, while this pandemic has put independent wrestling majority of it on hold, a lot of uncertainty, people wondering if and when shows will be able to resume. I did hear that the governor of Indiana is starting to reopen the economy.
June 1st is what I've heard as far as when mass gatherings can occur again.
So I hear here in Kentucky, I did watch Andy Bashir, his press conference, and
Yeah.
for what he has said, he's talking about phase 1, 2, and 3. Phase 3 kind of fits the wrestling side of things. That bars and gatherings of at least 50 people might be a possibility in July. So that's where we are with that. So my thing is that's basically entertainment. That's as far as entertainment. Bars and gatherings of at least 50 people might get to resume in July. I mean, we in early May right now. A lot can happen between now and then, but that's that's my takeaway from it as far as 50 people.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so
All right. Cool deal.
so looking back in your career, you've gotten to do so many incredible things. Do you have any like favorite moments, favorite memories that stood out to you that you look back on and say that was a moment?
Yeah, I mean, they might not be big moments for like other people, but they were big to me. Honestly, there were three things I wanted to do on this level of independent wrestling. I wanted to do the Gathering of the Juggalos for the Insane Clown Posse, and I got to do that. I wrestled Balls Mahoney at the Gathering. And I know he's since passed on. Uh, yeah, I got to do that. I also got to do the King of the Death matches one year. I got to wrestle Madman Pondo, who I looked up to. Like all the hardcore dudes that I ever wanted to wrestle, I wrestled them, and I love being in those type of in environment. Like back then, like I haven't done one in quite a long while. But any of those matches really stand out. I've just been I've been really blessed the things I've done, and so some of the people I've got the fortune to work with. And guys teaching me a lot. Even to this day, like I learned something different about wrestling every time I go to a show or watch a tape or something online. And the thing is, the business is always changing.
Yeah, it definitely has. Like anything else in life, wrestling change, it evolves.
Right.
Athleticism is an all time high.
Right. Right.
Fans getting more into it for the most part. Getting more vocal. Social media has has its pros and cons and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, how do you feel about wrestling when you got started compared to wrestling as it is right now? Now that you've been around and you've seen people come and go, you've seen a lot on the scene, behind the scenes. How do you feel about wrestling compared to then to now?
It's much more athletic across the board. Don't get me wrong. They had some great athletes when I first started, and some great professional wrestlers. The guys today can do more athletic and death-defying moves, but as far as a lot of them now, like especially on the independents that I'm on, they tend to forget that there's a crowd that paid to see them wrestle, and crowd interaction for me is key. And I've always said that, and I always will. That's my, I guess, stick, as you can call it. But, it's changed. It's far more athletic. I think that has its positives and negatives. But one thing is, we talk about it changing, but at the base root of it, it's still the same thing. It's just, it's presented in a different way, and it's presented in a different light now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I guess when I first became a wrestling fan, I was more into the characters and the storytelling aspect to it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I started watching wrestling back in the early 90s, pre-Attitude Era. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Undertaker,
right.
Pre-DX, pre-NWO. I was into the characters and just the storytelling, and as I got older, athletes starting to do a lot more cruiserweight type moves. You even got people that are heavyweights that can move like cruiserweights, and I've liked that. I've liked that too, and I guess people are more into the moves than the storytelling aspect. That's what I grew up. That's what I grew up loving and admiring. as a wrestling fan. Um, I mean, I love wrestling. You know, there's the ups and downs here and
Right.
there, the politics and all that.
Right.
But I'm invested into to wrestlers that I admire, the characters and the path that they go through to get to where they are. And I cheer, I boo, just like everybody else. I don't get
Mhm.
I don't get extreme with it, but
Right.
but
Exactly.
mm,
Just have fun, man.
yeah,
And man, like it's all about having fun.
pretty much. So as wrestlers like yourself, wait for the opportunity to get back to performing. Um, what can they do to help you during this time? You have any merchandise, T-shirts, like that?
Man, here's the thing. Like I don't have any shirts yet. I'm working on getting them. I'll have them ready for when wrestling reopens. But like I'm the type of guy that I want you to come to a show.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to meet me at a show. I want to be able to like physically take a picture with you and sign the 8x10s I have, and like to me, yeah, I probably need an online store, and I'm making strives to get there, but like to me, it's all about the live interaction, and I just encourage everybody when wrestling does come back, come out and give us a shot if you've never been. It's some of the best entertainment value for the dollar that you'll find. And I don't know if anybody's priced movie tickets lately, but for a good night out in the movie, you're looking at what, 20-30 bucks. I mean, for most independent shows, tickets are anywhere from $10 to $15. So like, man, and you're going to get a good solid 2, 3, 4 hours of entertainment. So just all I can say is just support independent wrestling and support the guys in it. Share, retweet, all that good stuff on social media. All that stuff counts.
That is very true. That is absolutely very true. And with all the big crowds and gatherings, it's not happening anytime soon.
No.
There will be some states that will be reopening the economy, if not already, and that means independent shows will get a chance to resume under
I,
far.
I, I, I think we'll see some independent shows this summer.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with
Don't know
that.
about Kentucky, but I think other states will definitely see them this summer.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing Indiana doing
Yeah.
some shows very, very
So,
soon.
so some people actually have some shows scheduled in June and July. So,
Yeah.
like now whether or not those still take place, I don't know. But like as far as on the books, June and July, and I wish them all the best. I know I have a few things lined up for July, so like I'm not looking to start back till maybe late June, early July. To be honest with you.
That's cool. Definitely looking forward to that. You can follow Juicy Jimmy on Twitter at Juicy
Mhm.
Jimmy. You have Facebook, Instagram, any other links?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. Go like my page. It's at Juicy Jimmy. It's real easy to. I'm that on Twitter as well. Go follow me on there. I'm a little bit more active on Twitter. Actually, a lot more active. Just like to have fun and appreciate you having me on, Kenny. And
Yes, sir.
I know we had been trying to line this up for a couple weeks, and we finally made it happen. But I wish you all the best as well, and
Yes, sir.
everybody